but it's not that close. But I got my TV at Brandsmart, so I know they got hella deals.
Word. You turn to the side, guys.
I don't know. Looks all right to me.
No, you got it. When you did it back and forth, it caught up. Where's the old man?
He's playing Call of Duty. He said he'll be in a minute.
Warzone? I just got on the Warzone like yesterday or before yesterday, and I've just been playing too many third-person shooters, dude, and I'm pissed off because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
That shit.
Your aim's all off?
My eyes go.
Yeah, my game's way off. And like so with my TV, because I got an 82-inch for the room, I was actually playing too close. Like I need to play
it's like
further
a fucking
away.
Movie theater and shit.
Yeah, you can't see everything when you're that close.
No, I need to play further away. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Big TVs like that, man, I'll play all the way across the room.
Yeah. You're supposed to be something like 15 feet away from an 80-inch TV.
Yeah. Like so, me laying down is 15 feet away. Like in the edge of my bed is like the perfect. That's what I set
Gross. I don't want to hear about this.
That's just how I set up. That's how I set up the TV.
I'm gonna hit the record button. Let's get this going.
You want to record
real quick.
Actually, no. I take that back. It has been running.
That was priceless.
It has been running.
Yeah.
Can you two hear each other fine? Because you all sound like you're in a cave to me.
I can hear you, and I can hear him too.
I can hear Enrique real loud. You sound like you're kind of quiet.
I sound muffled.
Yeah.
So, one of my boys told one of the managers today, because he was like, "Yeah, I can hear you. I've always been able to hear you."
I'm just going to grab a beer.
Am I low, loud? Can you hear me? What's going on?
You're loud.
I can hear you better now.
All right.
Yeah, so one of my boys told the manager, I told Boris, because like he was talking to him and he was like, "Oh, what do you do to cope stress while you're at home?" And he was like, "Yeah, well, sometimes when I'm upset, I go to my room for 15, 20 minutes, take some deep breaths. And then I come back feeling better."
Yo, what an idiot.
Yo, real talk, I can't stand that guy, man.
He said, I go to my room for 15, 20 minutes, take a couple deep breaths, and come back out, and I'm a new man. Oh, man. Working from home.
Yeah, exactly. Working from the crib.
I got to be honest, man. I don't like it.
No, me neither. I lack discipline. I need to be working at an office.
Yeah, dude. And when you're at home, man, you got your phone sitting there, you got the TV there, like all these different distractions. I think it makes the day feel long as fuck.
So
like if you're at the office, it's just you go in, you knock it out, and you leave.
Yeah, and you're looking forward to going back home.
The day takes forever. Yeah.
And there's pros and cons to it.
Of course.
The commute is nice, especially on a Friday, dude. Once you're done, you log off your computer, you're already at the crib. That's nice. And, but I feel you. Yeah, it gets boring. It's me, the dog, and Daniel here.
I had some lovely ladies at the office with me, and I miss them dearly.
Yeah. 15 years married. I'm staying out of trouble. Anyway, we're back. Crackbacks. We were supposed to be in one room. We were going to celebrate baseball coming back. And then, of course, in true Florida fashion, half the Marlins team gets infected in Philadelphia. And
Cheater!
We're back to square one. So the commissioners, they had an emergency meeting today. Is baseball done?
Wait, Joel, please enlighten the viewers on how you believe this is all Derek Jeter's fault.
Oh, well, everything is Derek Jeter's fault. So
he didn't plan out the road trip.
Derek Jeter
he cooked the bat.
You got to have protocols in place.
He cooked the
pandemic.
bat. He cooked the bat.
Derek Jeter he was put in place to destroy America, and he's doing it through the Florida Marlins. So he started with trading away the all-star outfield for scraps. That was number one. Then we don't know where he was in November. Rumors have said that he was in Wuhan at a wet market. And if you check his browser history, there's stir-fry recipes on there for bat. So all I'm saying is that everything that's happening in America right now, where you're
talking about the greatest living American,
Corona, all of that.
Biracial angel.
Yeah, Derek Jeter.
You're calling about the one that can bring white and black together.
Anyway, he is failing miserably. Good shortstop, a little overrated. Terrible executive, horrible human.
If anything, Derek Jeter was underrated, sir. He's a Hall of Fame level defensive player, an innovator, has basically a fucking move made after him, which is unheard of in baseball. Won multiple championships, was the leader on the best dynasty in the last 30 years in baseball.
And then he trades away back-to-back MVPs in the same offseason.
So I'm actually on both sides, though, to be honest. So I agree with obviously everything Getz says, but in my lifetime, is Jeter the best hitting shortstop I've ever seen? No.
No, but he was a different player, though.
Of course, but is Jeter even the best fielding shortstop I've ever seen? No. He has a sure hand. I think he won Gold Gloves because of a high fielding percentage. But he, like Didi, for example, when we had Didi for those 2 years, he had more range in shortstop than Jeter ever had in his prime.
Where's Didi now?
Didi's with the Phillies.
Where's Didi playing now?
But you got an older Didi. You don't got the Didi we got 4 years ago. Sorry.
Oh, no.
He's lost a little bit of range last year. That's part of the reason he's gone.
He played next to the best hitting shortstop. They had A-Rod at third.
Yeah. A-Rod was the best hitting shortstop. And even A-Rod at his prime had a little more range defensively.
If Jeter did the roids, he would have been a monster.
A-Rod was granted, steroids involved, but A-Rod was a superior baseball player to Derek Jeter on pretty much all facets.
And real quick, off topic, just fire it off. First name that comes to your head, best defensive shortstop ever in your lifetime. Go.
Omar Vizquel.
Ozzie Smith.
Omar Vizquel, yeah.
Ozzie Smith was way better.
Ozzie was flashy. We had that. We didn't mention it, but
they called him the Wizard.
It did take Saich about 4 minutes between logging on and his camera turning on. I just want to keep a running tally of that every week, how long it gets you.
Because I wasn't in my room. I just turned my
Listen, I don't care. We're not about excuses. We're about results.
Real talk, though, please put a hat on.
I know. My hair is like wolfing, bro.
We're catching glare on the screen.
Yeah, dog.
Wait, Saich, you're the baseball historian here. I'm going to put you on the spot. Best defensive shortstop you've ever seen?
It's definitely Ozzie Smith.
Okay, we got a split crew here.
I thought Saich was going to say Brooks Robinson.
Although Vizquel was a better hitter.
Vizquel was at least for me, was Vizquel for sure.
Yeah, the Saich is like, well, you've never seen Ty Cobb turn a double play. But baseball screwed it up, and here's how baseball screwed it up. The bubble seems to be working for the NBA, at least at the present moment, and we'll get to people breaching the bubble in a minute here.
Yes.
But they had this pipe dream that they were going to be able to fly people from city to city, and no one was going to get infected. What they should have done is, my humble opinion here, it should have been two sites. You have the AL in one site, Arizona or whatever. You have the NL in,
I thought that was the plan.
That was what it was supposed to be in the beginning, and then they ended up just having host cities say, "Oh, you can play here, you can play there." The Blue Jays, Toronto said, "You can fuck off. You're not playing here." And they're at some college stadium in Buffalo, I think. Yeah, in Buffalo, New York.
It's a minor league stadium. Yeah.
It's a minor league stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but baseball had an emergency meeting this afternoon.
They need to. You know who got it right was the fucking soccer league, MLS. They just go to Orlando where there's like 30 fields
and stay right there.
And they just play, and they have like fucking people videotaping them from up top.
Yeah, the NBA, as long as people behave as far as not breaching the bubble, which does space already.
Out of here.
But the NBA,
NFL, the wings are really good out there, supposedly.
Major League Baseball screwed up by not having two areas. You couldn't have it just normal, just no people in the stands. Because they're traveling back and forth. There's just too much opportunity to contaminate each other. And there's a Red Sox pitcher, and it's my fault. I need to look up his name here, who's having heart failure. He's having heart issues from COVID right now. So it even goes past, are we going to have the season right now? If stars get sick and they have long-term effects for years going on, because we don't know what this thing does. If maybe it's bullshit. Maybe it turns into Ebola or whatever. We don't know what it is yet. But if it has long-term effects on stars, you're affecting the game past this season that you're trying to squeeze into 60 games. Is it responsible that Major League Baseball is still trying to go forward?
What do we do if people start turning into zombies?
What's
the immediate move? What's the bug out plan?
Get as far away from Atlanta as possible. The Walking Dead told us that downtown Atlanta is where all the zombies are going to start. So if people start turning, we need to get out of it. I'm thinking St. Lucia, Antigua, a smaller island that you can defend easily.
You got a boat?
Well,
We'll figure that out. We're in South Florida. We got to steal a boat to get away from zombies. We'll be able to find a boat somewhere. But baseball, seriously, is it responsible of them to continue going on, or what's the deal?
To answer your question in two parts, the first part is what baseball's saying now. I know they were supposed to have that meeting earlier, and obviously nothing came out of it because we haven't heard anything. But Rob Manfred said on TV that, I mean, it's going to go on. Like what happened to the Marlins players is not going to stop what's going on in baseball so far. Now what we're waiting for is that contingency plan. I mean, it's a little tricky because obviously it's a longer season in baseball, and baseball season just started. I know they kind of went through the whole bubble thing, and obviously the bubble idea gets even harder in the NFL because obviously the rosters now are 80 people.
Yeah, baseball screws up, the NFL's screwed.
Yeah, I mean, really,
Saich, for real, put a hat on.
So is it? I mean, is it responsible for MLB to continue playing? I mean, I think the
is it
players
responsible for Saich to not put a hat on? Yo, real talk, Saich. You look like you just got back on shore from the deadliest catch right now. Like they're weighing your tuna right now.
I'm just relaxing. Today's my nice, relaxing day.
Yeah, but either way, knowing what we know and what you know, the majority of the players still want to play. So if they're going to play, baseball's going to host them because there's still too much money to play.
But here's the thing, right? Money gets to a point where you get diminishing returns here. The only virus that money ever cured was Magic Johnson's. So however much money that they make,
shit's gone, dog.
It's gone, yo.
Like
He's so much
even
healthier.
had it.
He's so much healthier now than he was in the '92 Olympics.
Yeah, he's fucking jacked.
It's absolutely ridiculous. But it's gonna get to the point where it's gonna start getting backlash to people if people start getting sick. So baseball, I think, screwed up. I'm really nervous that we're not gonna even get into even a playoff scenario with baseball. And if baseball doesn't get it right, you got double the people on a roster on an NFL football team. It's virtually impossible for them to do it.
No, they'll be fine. You just quarantine these guys. They got minor leaguers coming up. And they're
just rotate. Somebody gets sick, rotate them out.
Yeah. I mean, that's the easiest way for baseball.
Oh yeah, and I think in the NFL they're gonna start having guys off site. Like your third quarterback is probably not even gonna be in the facility.
I think they already said
gets it. Your backup's probably gonna get it too. So you need.
They expanded the rosters to like 55, I think, which they'll probably even expand more.
Mm-hmm. But they cut the initial roster, which is weird. The initial rosters are down for
right
90.
now. We would have had inflated rosters for preseason ball anyway.
So you know how they do like 53 on game day? I think it's 55 now.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What sucks for you now, like, there were guys that didn't get drafted that would have ordinarily had a chance to make a football team. Now they're screwed for this year.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's a whole year that they haven't played football at all. To come back next year, it's very difficult. We were talking about it earlier before we even got on the pod here about evaluations for the draft coming up next year. And that kind of ties into the next thing here. Jamal Adams just got traded from the Jets all the way over to Seattle. Who won the trade?
Jets, clearly.
Yeah.
They got 2 number ones and a 3 and a starting safety.
Now
for a safety specifically.
Yeah.
Low positional value.
Like, how much better is Jamal Adams than this McDougal dude?
Well,
is he 2 number ones and a 3 better?
No,
I don't think so.
It's not top 10 number ones. You're talking about 27 and 29, or if things actually work out, 30.
I mean, still a first-round pick.
No, they're gonna be low 20s in my opinion. They're not gonna be high 20s because he doesn't even put Seattle over the top. They're still not even the best team in their division. It's low positional value. And Jamal's a great player. He was a first-team All-Pro last year when Derwin James was hurt and when Honey Badger was a little banged up. But his positional value is also very low because he's not at Reed. He's not Troy Polamalu. There's no turnovers.
Jets fan.
There's no. But I said this before he got traded. There's no turnovers.
Salty Jets fan. Jamal Adams is dope, dude. He's probably the best. Good. He's probably the best nickel linebacker in the NFL. Because they bring him down in the box.
Low positional value. When you have no pass rushers and no corners, you can't afford to pay $15.
Well, the corners they have they have Shaquille. Damn it! Why did I just lose his name?
Griffin.
What's up?
Griffin.
There you go. Who's a top flight corner? He is a true number one.
He's a good corner.
But I was talking about the
Excellent
Jets
corner.
roster. was talking about the Jets roster. You can't.
The Jets roster. All right, no. Well,
pay a guy.
the roster in Seattle fits Jamal Anderson better. I mean, he's basically Cam Chancellor faster.
You know what I don't get though? They wouldn't pay Earl Thomas, and then they're just going to break the bank for this dude.
No, but Earl Thomas wanted out. Earl Thomas wasn't getting along with the front office. That wasn't just a fit on the field. That was a guy that was sick of the front office. He didn't want to be around Pete Carroll anymore.
And now you're going to pay a guy who forced his way out of the Jets because he didn't like being there.
Maybe you're running into the same situation.
Who's to say he doesn't like being in Seattle?
The second they don't pay him right away,
you're essentially replacing one problem child with another. Maybe you get the Terrell Owens effect where he behaves for 2 seasons. If you get a Super Bowl out of it, then it makes perfect sense. This is one of those trades I think both teams actually benefited from. I don't think anybody really got fleeced on this one. If you had to give a winner, maybe the Jets because of the amount of draft picks. But this isn't a trade where you're like, one person. There's no blog going on right now about how either team got fleeced.
He just didn't like Gates. Who's ever been pro Gase?
I mean, there are like Frank Gore's pro Gase, probably one of the few guys that's pro. And Peyton Manning's pro Gase. I'm not pro Gase, so let's put that on the record.
Cutler and Cutler's wife that just complained and left him or whatever. Those are the only people that were pro Gase.
But I want to compare 2 similar situations that recently just happened. Jacksonville recently got 2 first-round picks for a corner, and Jalen Ramsey, who was also coming off a year where he was first-team All-Pro, and he still hasn't gotten a contract yet with the Rams.
I hope he doesn't. I hope he comes signs with the Eagles.
So you think Jamal's going to be that happy getting traded and not getting a contract like Ramsey is now? Ramsey was running his mouth in Jacksonville, and he's not running his mouth right now.
Him a contract. There's no way Seattle would trade.
Oh, they have to.
There's no way Seattle would trade that many picks and not give him a contract.
Seattle's not signing. Plus, Seattle has a much stronger locker room than the Rams do. They've got Russell Wilson's in there. They've got Bobby Wagner on the defensive side. They've got leaders in that locker room that'll keep down. Jalen Ramsey runs his mouth a little. He's a Florida State guy. I love him, but he runs his mouth a little bit too much. But the locker room in Seattle will definitely be able to bring in Adams and hold down any other bullshit that that would have happened down in LA. I think it's a good trade for both teams.
Jets won the trade.
He was like the best player on the Jets, and he's not going to be the best player on Seattle.
And he was the best player on the Jets, and our defense was still average. He's not a
hater has arrived.
Sage, you would have been the best player on the Jets last year too, man.
They don't have much talent. They don't have much talent. But.
That's not great praise, man. But
and that's another reason why
Le'Veon versus Adams.
Anybody you draft in the first round should be a starter. These days, somebody you get in the third round should be a starter. So they're getting 3 starters plus the fucking safety that they got already for Jamal Adams. Come on.
And we need starters more than we need to pay Jamal Adams. We need right
starters, bro.
Corner, defensive end.
They just turned him into at least 3 starters.
Yeah. And obviously, you won't really know who won the trade until the picks are made and they're on the field. And you say, oh, the Jets got these 2 players. Okay. That's when you see who actually won it. You won't know.
You don't have to have a loser in the trade. Let's say Seattle wins a Super Bowl in the next 2 years and the Jets improve greatly in the next 3-4 years, and you don't necessarily have to have a loser. I'm saying this one seems to be one of them. If Adams actually isn't an issue in the locker room, a cancer in the locker room, and plays for a few years and shuts his mouth, then both teams win.
So then let's go back to 2 years ago. Now we can look at it in hindsight.
You got a time machine, dog?
Bears and Raiders, 2 first-round picks, pass rusher, Khalil Mack. 2 years later, who's winning that deal right now?
Bears.
Khalil Mack's a different animal.
Mm-hmm. But you can also attribute that to the lack of good drafting by the Raiders too, even though they're getting better now.
Khalil Mack wins games by himself.
Yeah, Khalil Mack's another animal. If they had a quarterback in Chicago,
he was an All-Pro at 2 positions one year.
If they had a quarterback in Chicago, go ahead, Saich.
He didn't have that great of a year last year.
Khalil Mack,
Chicago though, dude.
Yeah. As opposed to where he was.
Yeah, the year before. Yeah, he didn't his second year in Chicago was nowhere near as good as his first.
The other thing is with Chicago, you got to look at it.
He's eating that deep dish out there.
No, actually, I was going to say it's because his offense sucks. That defense was on the field a lot. So in the first half, you're gassed in the first half. Your second half's going to be subpar. You got Mitchell Trubisky going, 0-3, 0-3, 0-3 every time you go out.
Well, now they got the golden goose. They got Foles up there.
Well, it's that collarbone holes into one piece. Will be just fine.
The Ravens is actually a great example of that. I think talent-wise on the field on defense, they're not as good as their ranking is. But Lamar Jackson running the 8-minute drill, no question helps the defense. They play complimentary football.
One of the things, go back to the 90s, the last time that the Cowboys were good. They ran the ball and all the time. They didn't really go over the top very often. They grounded out. So their defense, which was decent, Charles Haley was an animal, but there's really, other than Dion and Haley, they were good players, but not superstars. But they were never on the field.
Leon Lett was a monster.
Leon Lett wasn't a monster. Leon Lett was also a dumbass that dropped the ball right before he went in for the Mike Golick hawked him down.
You talking about Don Beebe?
Nah, well, Don Beebe was in the Super Bowl. Leon Lett also was in that snow game.
Oh, the snow game. Yeah, it was like Thanksgiving, right?
Let the fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice, or how the fuck that goes.
You just can't fool me.
Yeah, you can't fool me. Leon Lett's an idiot, dude. The big cat. Great player, but an absolute idiot. That's a Miami Hurricane.
He was a dummy.
An absolute dummy. Here it's now Leon Lett, I can absolutely guarantee.
Leon Lett didn't play for the Canes?
Yeah, he did.
No, Leon Lett was like some bullshit like school in Arkansas or something like that.
Well, we got the interwebs right now. I was pulling it up.
Google it.
Go to the Googles.
Googling as we speak. Oh, no, I stand corrected. You're 100% correct, sir. Now, do you want to throw a guess out at the name of the school?
I already threw a guess out.
Oh.
Emporia State University.
Oh, my God.
It's in Emporia, Kansas.
I'm the one that knew in an instant that he didn't play for the Hurricanes.
No, excellent. That is very, very good on your part. You are much smarter than Leon Lett. Leon Lett, I can guarantee you.
That's not hard. That's not a benchmark for me.
I can guarantee you that Leon Lett has been to Magic City in Atlanta. Magic City, if anyone's ever listened to an Outkast album or heard Killer Mike or you heard any rapper from Atlanta.
Did you say the Wings are fire?
Yeah, that's what all the NBA players are saying.
All of them. It's the Wings are supposed to be fired. Now, Leon.
What is it? It's a strip club in Atlanta?
It is.
Yeah.
Now, if you call it a strip club in front of people in Atlanta, you may get swung on. It is the strip club. They claim that it's the best strip club on the face of the earth. All the rappers.
No chance.
I've never been there. I don't know. I'm not even a strip club guy myself, but the people absolutely love the place. Anyway, Sweet Lou Williams, former Sixer, current
Sweet Lou,
Los Angeles Clipper.
He's always hot off the bench.
Always hot off the bench. He was
always looking to score.
He got out of the bubble to go to her funeral, and he stopped at Magic City for some wings.
Where's the bubble? Orlando?
The bubble's in Orlando. His family's in Georgia. So he went to Georgia for the funeral.
Technically, he could have went for the funeral. It didn't have to make it up.
He said the funeral ended at 6. He went and picked up wings from Magic City. Now, here's another little caveat to the story. The wings that he picked up are called Sweet Lou Barbecue Lemon Pepper Wings. It's his own signature wing at the club.
Damn, that's gangster.
Exactly. So right there, that exonerates him from everything for me. He went to pick up his own signature wings.
His fucking wings.
Handle your business, player. And honestly, everything was cool until, what's the name of the rapper, Enrique? I don't even know this kid. Jack Harlow, I think it is.
Jack Harlow, the white kid?
I have no idea who this kid is, but he's the one that took the picture and blew up a spot, put it on Instagram. Yo, in Magic City with Sweet Lou.
Oh, what an idiot.
The NBA hawked him down for that. He did try to lie, though. He did try when I came back, he was like, yo, it was an old-ass picture, man. You know, I was just reminiscing over times. Only problem was Lou Williams had on the mask the NBA gave when he left Orlando. This is why the NBA is not going to make it all the way.
Well, I mean, I don't know. The NBA is still doing the right thing. They're making him quarantine for 10 days. And, I mean, he's a guy coming off the bench. He's to step in there and score. He's like you said.
Now, what I'm saying is dudes are going to be sneaking in chicks, man.
Yeah,
100%.
Like the wings are not the first thing that's getting snuck in.
Yeah, he got wings. He definitely got wings. What else did he get when he was there?
I mean, as long as you're testing the girls maybe before they come in.
You gotta do the temperature check.
Yeah, quick temperature check. Yeah,
shoot the temperature on the forehead.
Yeah.
Would either one of you, or either the three of you, go to a strip club right now?
No, hell no.
I'm kind of intrigued.
That's like
I don't want to put my answer. I don't want to put my answer on record.
That's like a petri dish.
Let's say now I know that from speaking to you guys, and honestly, I have not been to Vegas, so I need the COVID to go away so I can get my first trip to Vegas out of the way. But I believe there's a club there called the Spearmint Rhino. So you were asking about the quality of the club there, Saich. There's your answer. Would you go to the Spearmint Rhino right now in the middle of a pandemic?
Like I said, I'm intrigued. Are they wearing masks and nothing else?
Well, I'll say this.
I would assume so.
I don't think it's probably not a mask over their face.
I'll say this much. I took a blood test last week to find out if I have antibodies. If I have them, that's going to answer my question if I'm going.
You got to be careful, though, because they say those antibodies are only in the body for 2 to 3 weeks. So
oh, shit.
Check your
that's my window. That's my window. That's my window. What are you talking about? That's a great window. 2 3 weeks? What are you talking about? It's a great window.
Make sure you get your lemon pepper, sweet lube, lemon pepper wings while you're at the club. Your other boy, Zion, is back as well. He's only got a quarantine for 4 days because they did contact tracing on it.
Pat
He had the
Rona?
Rona?
No, he had a family emergency, too. I think his like uncle or something was sick, like somebody that lives like real close to him. He had to go back to South Carolina for a little while.
I've been seeing a lot of the old Zion high school clips resurfacing online lately.
He's an absolute
just
animal.
him just dunking on dudes, doing the tomahawk and looking at dudes on the way down.
And
love Zion.
Also, Pat Beverly and Shamet came back for the Clippers too, so they're going to be at full strength within the next week or so.
Pat
a lot of those guys are
looking for any virus to attack him.
And Shamet's a good shooter, man. They need that kind of spacing. I like his game.
I need the Clippers healthy because that's a team that'll beat the Lakers, and I really don't want to have to go through this. The LeBron bullshit if he wins this ring this year about people. Is it an asterisk? Is it not an asterisk?
It's only an asterisk if he doesn't win. If he wins, it's a full legit title. But if he doesn't win, it's going to be an asterisk for the LeBron sexuals. That's really what it comes down to.
No, I disagree. I think it's the other way around.
Oh, I'm shocked. I'm shocked that you would disagree.
Listen, there should be no asterisks on anything. Everybody's on the same level playing field. They're all playing the same damn game, the amount of time. Whoever wins is a champion. It doesn't matter.
Now, would you have said the same in years prior when it had superstars that you've hated, or is this because it feeds into your LeBron is the best narrative?
No. I'm not saying LeBron's going to win. I'm saying whoever is the champ is the champ. It doesn't matter. Like, what's different?
It's going to have an asterisk either way, though, because it's just because it's a weird format.
Does the '99 Spurs championship have an asterisk?
It does actually, because they only play 50 games that season.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a ring is a ring, and in the grand scheme of things, I mean,
like, do we say Duncan has 4.5 rings, or do we say he has 5?
Nobody looks back on that and says that wasn't a
championship. Yeah, this is true. No, but that had a normal playoff series, though.
True.
The entire playoffs in that ran as if the season had run as normal.
What are they doing this year? 3-game series?
They're doing 3 in the first round, and I think it's 3-5 and then 7-7. So if you go through all,
that's still going to take a long time.
You couldn't do faux like Moses back in the day. You do.
I posted it the other day, Moses.
Faux.
Things change all the time. The amount of games that people play in the playoffs change all the time. It's not an asterisk just because one team played more playoff games than the other. It just doesn't make any sense. Rules change.
This is true.
I don't disagree.
Here, they didn't even have the DH yet in the American League, so things do change. I understand.
Yo, put a hat on, dog.
Wolfhead.
Oh man,
Jesus.
Do we like the DH of the National League? Should it stay? I think so.
Yes,
you look like Andre from the league right now.
Yeah, bro, looking brutal, looking rough.
Andre no sick. Anyway, things that are old, like Saich.
Yo, the NLDH should stay. There's no reason to have pitchers hitting.
Yeah, you should never have pitchers
boring.
hitting.
What is a traditional
at all in like 2 days anyway? So.
I want to hear from the baseball purist over here on the DH in the National League.
He's a hitter. He likes the DH.
Yeah, how do you feel about the DH in the National League, Saich?
I'm fine with it. Like, I don't.
Hell yeah. It's more
exciting.
exciting.
Really hit. They don't even practice hitting barely. Why make them hit?
Yeah,
and the pitchers are usually in Little League were the best athletes and the best hitters on the team. Then you get all the way to major leagues and they specialize them down. They can't swing the bat anymore.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you still got Bumgarner, people that can still hit, but what are they hitting, like 240 with like 4 home runs?
At best.
You know who could hit was motherfucking Rick Ankiel.
He also couldn't hit the broadside of a barn for like a year and a half.
Dude, I watched that game live. It was riveting.
Do you ever watch the 30 for 30 on that? It's heartbreaking.
I watched it live. I watched it live. The dude fell apart, man. He was one of the best young prospects ever.
He still turned out to be a good player, though.
Yeah, that's
He
how
turns
good
the
he
ball down.
was. As they were like, okay, you're not going to be a pitcher no more. Go play in the outfield. And he was still pretty good.
That's kind of the testament to how good of a player he was that they could actually switch.
Fuck yeah, man.
Didn't he make an all-star team after?
And he was
Like
nasty
300
as a
league?
pitcher. Bro, that first year, his rookie year, he came in like later in the year and started mowing people down. Like going into the playoffs, he had like 4 or 5 straight wins where he had maybe, 10 Ks, only gave up a run or two. That when they got in the playoffs, they were like, this dude is going to be the shit. Like rookie, he's so nasty, and he just melted down in the playoffs. Like so ridiculously bad, like a movie. You wouldn't even believe it.
He lost his mind completely.
He literally couldn't hit the catcher.
Yeah.
He was like throwing it to the backstop. The fucking
It was dangerous
manager
how
came
hard
out.
he with how hard he
the
throws.
manager
It's
came out like 2
absolutely
or 3 times and was like, yo, are you okay? And you could see like he was falling apart. And he never could pitch after that. He came back the next year. They tried to make him a pitcher. He couldn't do it.
And they never
eventually
figured out what the hell it was. did they?
Eventually, they were like, all right, you're going to play the outfield. That's the good thing about the Cardinals. Say what you want, man. They didn't just cut him loose, man. They were like, we're going to try and develop you, play you an outfielder.
Here's an old school name here that Enrique might not know. Mark Wohlers was another dude that couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, but it turns out he had vertigo.
What?
99.
On the mound?
Well, it was he had vertigo, and it was like in the
That's
beginning,
dangerous.
it was mild, right? So a pitch here and there would be, his eyes would go a little funky, whatever he would miss. And then at the end,
Google
and this is a
Live
guy
motherfucker.
that threw 101
Throwing
when
bullets,
people
yeah.
didn't throw 100 miles an hour, and the catcher had no idea where that ball was coming from. It was Kyle Farnsworth times 2.
Yo,
no idea.
I was just about to say the word Kyle Farnsworth.
Yeah.
He came off the mound and
Yeah.
spiked that dude. Yo,
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
You know-
Crazy. Check this right. We're going to take a quick break. Hit the bathroom real quick. Be right back. We got some Mike Tyson to talk about when we get back.
show the Farnsworth clip.
The Yeah, that was record time for you.
Oh, you say that every time. I'm always the first one on.
You're never the first one on.
After the last time when I was fucking going to grab a beer and you guys are already on. I was playing Call of Duty. I jumped on late as hell.
Whatever you decide, whatever makes you feel better, man, it's fine. But you have difficult. You have difficult.
Every
You have
time I
difficult-
tell you,
You have difficulty with the camera. It's okay. It's okay.
I'm always the first one on.
It's okay. It's okay. Technology came around after you were already an adult. It's okay.
I hope you record this shit because we can just go back and watch all the other ones.
Oh, it's definitely the recording is on right now. Yo, Saich beat you. He got his camera on this time. He probably was sitting there waiting.
I went
What
to
is
the
it?
bathroom.
No. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Saich. Saich
Was playing Call of Duty and went and grabbed beers before I jumped on.
he was preparing himself for when we came back to make sure that he wasn't the last one to have his camera on. So I think he timed it. He may have heard you walk away from your phone or whatever. He needed to make sure because he's fighting. He's fighting for all the old people right now.
Are we recording?
Oh
Are
yeah,
we
it's on.
Are we recording it? All right. Because you
5
should have
minutes.
allotted time to put a fucking hat on. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
I'm going hatless in defiance.
You either have to go. You need to find a hat, or
You look like General Zod.
or turn off the light off. You got to turn the light off behind you because literally,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm getting glare off my glasses off of your head. Yo, Black Lives Matter.
There you go. Now you can barely see me.
Yo, please do that every single. Yo, that's creepy, dude. Actually. Wow.
The Wildwood Strangler.
Yo, you look like. What's that? There's a documentary, I'll Leave in the Dark or something like that. That's on HBO right now about the serial killer in California. And I figure that's exactly what he looked like. You wake up in the middle of the night, your eyes open up, and Saich is at the end of your bed.
Yo, Saich is a serial killer enthusiast, man. This guy's watched every documentary. He's got the books. He knows their stats, their fucking MOs, their kill style.
Style.
You gotta know about the kill style.
The kill style.
Yeah, that's the first. I haven't heard of that one before.
That is absolutely. You know who used to kill people back in the day? Yo, hashtag segue.
Dexter.
Yeah, I was gonna go with Iron Mike Tyson because he's fighting Roy Jones Jr.
Mike.
in just a few months. Now, combat sports have actually shown that you can actually have an event going on. Dana White did say, though, that it is very, very expensive, that it's almost double to run a UFC fight with no people in the stands as it is you know, right now.
The UFC got lucky because there was an ownership group that bought like 10% in Abu Dhabi. So they had the island, they had the land, they own the fucking hotels and resorts over there. If you try to do that on your own, just like make some shit and throw a ring out there.
Yeah. Saich
Back in the day.
Saich is like the Bohemian Rhapsody album cover, you know, when their faces are just floating on it.
Like the ghost that just hovers over you.
Yo, mad creepy, son. I'm not gonna sleep well tonight.
Good.
So it's Roy Jones and Mike, right? Now, first off, Mike said that he was. They said that he was.
First off, they're fucking 54 years old.
100%, and they would kick all of our asses with minimal
Don't get me
effort.
wrong. I love Mike
Michael
Tyson.
Moore.
I love Roy Jones Jr. They're probably my two favorite boxers of all time. But, like, this is ridiculous, man. They had to make more money than this.
You gonna watch it?
Hell yeah, I'm going to fucking watch it.
Exactly.
And I'm telling you right now, Mike Tyson's going to knock him out cold. This is going to end badly for Roy Jones.
Forgot.
You know, but
Yeah.
you know what? We always see is the Mike Tyson YouTube videos of him working out, looking fit, looking fast. Where's the Roy Jones video? I want to see what he looks like.
He's not going to look fast. He's going to look old and slow the way he talks.
No, but he started training a few months ago because there was a Twitter beef between him and Michael B. Jordan. Because Michael B. Jordan said that he'd be able to. It was right after Creed 2 came out. He goes, no, I think I'd probably step in the ring with somebody like Roy Jones or somebody like that.
Really?
And Roy goes, yeah. Roy was like, if you want this smoke, come on, young blood. You want this smoke?
He would destroy that dude.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know-
Roy Jones would destroy Michael B. Jordan.
Fuck.
Oh, easily.
Easily.
But you're talking about Mike Tyson here.
We are
Who
talking about Mike
outweighs
Tyson.
Roy Jones naturally
He
by
just
like
can't.
30, 40 pounds.
He outweighs him by so much, yeah. But Roy Jones is going to be pretty quick, I think.
And
Roy's a little
Roy-
younger than Mike, too.
Roy got
Like
the line in his
34
song, y'all must have forgot. I think Roy must have forgot that he was getting knocked the fuck
No,
out at the end
yo.
of his career.
Tyson never had no track hot like that. That track was fire, flames.
Yo, Roy Jones was nasty. He was an offensive genius. But once Antonio Tarver started knocking his fucking ass out, putting the lights out,
He's another guy that went up in weight class. And when he went up in
they
weight class,
came,
when he got
they
knocked
came
out.
together to touch gloves before one of the last fights. And Antonio Tarver on a live mic was like, you got any excuses tonight, Roy? And Roy Jones didn't do shit.
So are you saying that if Vegas is not shut down for COVID, you would put some money down on Iron Mike?
I'm putting money on Tyson. Hell yeah.
You guys in agreement on that? Or Saich is usually the contrarian here. You think that
Tyson's going to swing for the fences, and Roy Jones got a light fuse right now. He'll go out if you breathe on him hard.
I don't think anybody's getting knocked out. They're using those like 12-ounce gloves.
no headgear though? They've already said that, no headgear.
Roy Jones getting knocked the fuck out. You heard it here first.
What
Digital Wookie.
Yeah.
I'll put money on it right now.
Oh, they said. I thought that changed then. I thought they were doing headgear at first. So that must.
No,
have changed.
today they said no headgear.
Oh, awesome! Because I know on first take he said they were wearing headgear.
They're not.
That
They're
was
not.
stupid.
Yeah, they're not fighting with headgear. Nate Robinson and Jake Paul will have headgear on.
That's so dumb.
Well, they're not boxers, so it makes sense.
And that's a complete shit show. That's celebrity death match, in actual real people. That's so.
Has this dude actually fought people before? Is this like a thing?
Yeah. No, yeah, he's fought. He's like an amateur boxer. He'll fight, but
Why is the mood lighting going off on General Zod down there?
Yeah,
The way I got it.
he's in the Crystal
The
Cave
new
right now.
thing.
He's got strobe lights on. What the fuck is going on here?
Fucking nightclub going on in the room right now.
You really do look like
Fucking
General.
lemon pepper wings, bitch.
You look like General Zod.
Lemon pepper wings.
Yo, Sweet Lou's barbecue lemon pepper wings. You got to say the whole thing out. Say you look like Steve. You look like Steve Jobs right now.
What
I
is
don't think
barbecue lemon pepper?
I don't think you can go barbecue and lemon pepper.
What
Well,
is
no,
barbecue
no.
lemon pepper?
Maybe I'm wrong, but that doesn't
Those-
sound good to me.
those were the wings that Lou Williams ordered. Sweet Lou's barbecue lemon pepper wings. Those are his own signature wings.
What did barbecue sauce just?
Does that sound like it would
overpower
be good to you?
Listen, the man has wings named after him. He wouldn't have allowed them to put them on the menu if they didn't taste good.
We're talking about Lou Williams.
Oh,
Lou Williams
spend
never
enough
saw
money.
a shot he didn't like.
Also,
You spend enough money at a strip club, they'll name shit after you.
Also, I did some crack investigation.
Did you hear that tidbit? Did you hear that tidbit?
Say it again.
Hater?
Say it one more time.
He goes, you spend enough money in a strip club, they'll name anything after you.
Wow, the hater. So what was it? What was the one that the Chicken Shack? Is that the one that had a drink named
Frank's Chicken House.
Frank's.
What did they name after Saich there?
Nothing.
I never did. I've never been to Frank's. I'm disappointed.
You're a liar. You're a goddamn liar.
I swear to God, I've never been.
Why would you deny this at this point in your life?
Yo,
who
I've
cares?
been to those bootleg.
If you went
I've been
to
to
Frank's
those
Chicken
bootleg
House.
South. Yo, those Bound Brook strip clubs. I've been to those bootleg ones, but I've never been to Frank's Chicken House.
Bound Brook does have some bullshit strip clubs.
Yo, torpedoes.
Yeah, there was one called Torpedoes. It was awful. It was bad. It was like old Spanish ladies. It was like old Spanish ladies who just got back from a shift at the cafeteria.
Yo, Zita used to take me there at lunch when we used
They
to
were
work
gross. What? He used to get you Hummers and shit?
You were getting barbecue lemon pepper wings at lunch?
Yeah, you used to take us to lunch there at like 12 o'clock on like a Tuesday while everybody else was working in the landscaping business. We would go there for lunch, and he would just be like, here's a couple dollars. Just and these girls were like pregnant and still.
Ew, gross.
Tuesday lunch.
Think about it.
That's
Who was working a Monday 1 o'clock shift at Torpedoes in Bound Brook, South Brown Brook? Not the most attractive women in the world.
That's third string for sure. 100%.
Oh yeah.
All right, who's the hottest school faculty you can ever remember? Teacher, lunch lady, fucking bus driver, whatever.
I went to Catholic school, so I'm out.
Yeah, I did too. I went to Sister Ann was not attractive at all.
I went to Catholic school. I'm out of this one. They were all nuts.
And then I went to high school in the hood, and no Michelle Pfeiffer came to rescue anybody at my high school in Allendale. So there was not any attractive faculty members that I can remember at all. Granted, that was 100 years ago, so the brain might be a little foggy, but I don't remember any of them being attractive.
No, there was an attractive teacher at my high school, and then the year I left, the quarterback of the senior year, the year after me, ended up sleeping with her. She got fired.
Oh,
She
got Latorno'd. Y'all know about that? Oh, she just died, by the way. Mary Kay Latorno just died.
And he was at her side.
The winner.
Yo, he was the winner.
Side.
They had like 55 kids, and she just died. A couple months back. But yeah, they were together all the way through. Yo,
they made it.
Free R. Kelly. Age ain't nothing but a number.
Saich, the priest that measured you in your underwear, was he attractive?
Oh, yo, please. Listen.
Cut that out.
No. Please.
That's real history.
Please tell this story because we need to normalize these things so that when it happens, people know that they're a victim and they can come forth and speak about it. So please tell us what happened with you. And you said it was a Baptist minister, to be exact, correct?
It was the Southern Baptist minister who used to be the old baseball pitching coach.
I fucking love this story.
So I get I'm a freshman in college, like I'm 18, all right? So I just get
We need to get cartoons made out of these stories.
I just left home. When you're in a
So you were a runaway?
Let him say it. Let him tell the story.
He's a little runaway.
Oh, and please, God, don't sing. Let him tell the story.
This guy that was in my suite, his name was Neil. We were talking about like getting on a weightlifting program or whatever, and he was like, this guy
Bob,
who used to be the weight program guy for the baseball
Neil and
team.
Bob?
What?
Yo, let him tell the story, yo.
I do.
So I was gonna he was like, yeah, he used to be the weight strength coach for the baseball team, and I was trying to make the baseball team at the time. So we decided to go to his house. His house,
always a good idea.
He's a Southern Baptist youth minister. So mind you, we go to his house, and there's like 6 or 7 like college-age kids in his house, and this guy's probably like mid-40s.
And he just had dudes laying around his house like cats?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. They were living there.
A little bit.
It was kind of weird.
Listen, so I'm Catholic. Like, I grew up in the Catholic religion. I don't know anything about this Southern Baptist thing. So we're walking in, and me and this kid, Neil goes first, and he's like, all right. He starts talking to him. He's like, all right, so what are your plans? What do you want to do? Da-da-da. So Neil goes, and he's like, all right, follow me. They go back into the room. They're in there for like 10 minutes. Next thing you know, he comes out. He doesn't say shit to me, but he gives me like this weird kind of look and just walks by. So he's like, all right, Chris, your turn. Come here. So I go in, and he's trying to talk to me about a weight program, and he's like, all right, so take off your shirt. I'm like, okay. Take off my shirt. And he's like, all right, now take off your pants. I'm like, okay. So he starts measuring my body with, you know, that tape that what are the
Measuring tape?
Yeah, the measuring tape that the tailors use. So he starts measuring my bicep. He starts measuring my thigh, my calves, and all this stuff. And then he's like, all right, now, and mind you, I'm wearing like tighty whities or like boxer briefs, so they're really tight to my body.
How high up on the thigh was he?
No, just listen. He's like, all right, pull your waist down a little bit. I'm like, this is fucking weird. It's really awkward. Like, you're in a situation where you're like, I don't want to be like, yo, what the like, I don't know. Like, it's crazy, like, to be in a situation like this. And I just pull down my waistband a little bit. He measures my waist, and then he writes up this whole fucking program, right? No, I mean, he didn't write the program up yet. So he's like, all right, you're done here. I'm like, okay, great. So I put my clothes on and I leave. And I fucking look at this kid, Neil. I was like, yo, you couldn't fucking tell me what the fuck was going on? He was like, I didn't know. Like, it was weird. I was like, bro, like, I was totally like, you know, I've been an altar boy all my life. Catholic Church has never been touched, never been sexually.
You might be the only one.
Exactly. But I'm 18 years old. I go to a Southern Baptist college, and like the first 3 days I'm there, I'm almost fucking like potentially molested, because he probably got me in there to see how far, like, oh, yo, you think
You got me too. You got you got me too.
Yeah.
So 2 days later, it's like I'm sitting there. This dude writes up a whole fucking weight program, and as soon as I got that shit, I just crumpled that shit up and threw it in the fucking trash. I was like, this is fucking ridiculous.
You got me.
He might have had a cryptic note in there for you somewhere.
Probably
Weaved into the egg whites and the whey protein, there was a love note to you, and you crumbled it up and threw it away.
I mean, I wonder if that move worked for this dude or what. I mean, that's
obviously it did. It worked on you, bitch.
No, I mean, it didn't work on me because I fucking left. But I'm saying,
I think he got what he wanted.
Yeah, he probably did.
Yeah, yo, you got me too, man. And you, Rose McGowan, you know, all of you that were victims, we're with you. We understand. We're here for you. It's not your fault. Right? So,
I really wouldn't put myself on that level.
So, yeah, you got Weinstein.
You're up there with the Sandusky kids.
Yeah. Well, no.
No, they got molested. I didn't.
You're a victim.
Saich got Weinsteined instead of Epsteined. So if you're gonna pick one of the Steens, you want the Weinstein instead of the Epstein. So we're here for you if you ever want to, talk on it or anything. All right. So it's not your fault. You know what you did. You didn't cause it. We're here for you.
Who knows, too? That guy might have been the fucking Tony Robbins of workout plans, and you just threw it away.
Seriously.
No wonder your coach. You said your coach hated you. It's probably because the gay priest gave him a fucking scouting report. Like, this one won't play ball.
Fun fact: that Baptist minister went on to co-write Tybo, one of the biggest fitness programs of all time. You missed out, man. Just like Hulk Hogan missed out on the Foreman grill, and he had that stupid protein shake mixer. It was supposed to be the Hulk Hogan grill. It was supposed to slam out the fat. But he didn't take the phone call, and you missed the phone call by crumpling up that paper and throwing it away. You did wrong.
Okay with that.
You know who did right? You know who did something right? We got a whole world of wrong right now. Who did something right? And I may have to become a hockey fan since that's the only season that's actually going to go on because it's happening in Canada in a bubble and Canadians do shit right. But the Seattle Kraken, dope name.
Love it.
Dope logo.
I like the name. I like the logo.
I like the colors.
I'm definitely gonna have a hat.
I'm all for the Kraken, and I really do think that hockey is gonna have a season. So the Panthers, I can't latch on with them. They suck, even though they're honestly around the corner for me. But I'm down for some Kraken hockey.
I'm on record that I love that city. I would live there in a heartbeat. Yo, they're very passionate sports fans, man. The
Oh, yeah.
Seahawks are always packed. The fucking soccer games, the Sounders, always packed. They pack out a whole football stadium. They actually do like a walk from like a downtown where there's like a bunch of pubs before the soccer games, like 3 hours before. They all fucking go to the pubs and like tailgate at the pubs and then walk to the stadium together. It's bad as fuck.
They got screwed out of a basketball team too. The Sonics should go.
Yeah.
Did they?
It's kind of
did
cool.
they
It's
sell
kind of
seats
cool
a
how
lot?
all the teams have the same colors too.
Yeah.
The Seahawks, the Mariners, the Sounders, and now the Kraken, they have like almost the same
Yeah,
colors.
same type of. But did the Sonics? Did they sell well the arena, or was it pretty empty?
It was always packed. It was always
Right.
packed. I never understood why they left. Like, it made no sense.
Yeah,
The arena-
I'd have to look into it.
if
It was
the
an
only
arena
thing I-
issue, right?
The
It
only
was
thing I
something with an
can
arena.
say is I've driven by that arena, and it looks like a shithole. I mean, guaranteed, probably no one's played there in like 10 years, but it didn't even look like an NBA arena. It
They're
looked
old.
like a skating. It looked like the size of a skating rink.
They're old stadiums. Like if you go back in the day where the Seahawks used to play, it was absolute bullshit.
The
And-
Kingdom?
And
Yeah.
and well, the Mariners played at the Kingdom too, right?
Yeah.
That was one of the dual ones. That was the bullshit stadium. That stadium was fucking horrible. It was basically painted concrete in the outfield. The
Yeah.
stadium that they have, the two of them that they have now are both fly as hell.
Yo,
Yeah,
I've been
Safeco's
to
nice.
that. I've been to that baseball stadium. It's fucking awesome.
Safeco? Is
Yeah.
it still called Safeco?
I think
Yeah.
so.
It's built into like a train station almost, and they make it seem like you're inside a train station anywhere you are inside the stadium. Like when you look up, there's like schedules and shit. Like
Yeah.
And
Now-
was that
fucking
one of
cool,
the
man.
First retractable roofs, right? Like out of all the stadiums, that was like one of the first stadiums to have a retractable roof.
yeah, that was one of the first real ones, one of the new ones.
And
Like
they-
they had Sky Dome back in the day, but that thing's like a concrete monster.
I went there. I was there in 1987. I saw George Bell hit a home run. So I'm going to answer. I don't even need an answer from Getz. I already know it's a yes from him. I already know it's a yes from Saich as well. But when a dude I used to work with did a real cool, like a weekend trip, he flew into Oregon on a Friday night. They watched a Ducks game on Saturday, and then they drove to Seattle and watched a Seahawks game on Sunday, and then flew home. If
That would be dope.
this fucking virus ever goes away, who's down for that kind of trip?
Me.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah,
I love that city.
the funny thing he said was that he goes, you would think, the two games were exciting, blah, blah, blah. He goes, the drive from Oregon to Seattle that was the best part of the trip. They
Which
were
is
hyped.
it's not a short drive.
No, it was like 6 hours. He said it was
Yeah.
they were humming to get up there, but he was like it was well worth it. That you were so amped from the old game and you're pumped for the game that's coming in the next day. I think it'd be a dope trip.
The scenic drive too.
Everywhere we drive is more than fucking 8-9 hours, so that's not even
No,
that bad
that's-
of a drive.
Real talk, and we don't have nice views when we're driving here in
Yeah,
Florida either. You know what I'm saying? You got Everglades and flat. That's all you got here. So some nice
Just a
views
bunch
on the
of
side.
signs, Anti-abortion signs when you start getting up north.
What?
That's all you see. It's like anti-abortion signs and Jesus will smite you down
And then
all that
Gatorland.
Isn't it bad enough you have beef with Jordan? You got to fuck with Jesus too?
No, I'm just saying that's all you see up there.
He's merely reporting the news, not making an opinion on it, is what he's saying.
Exactly.
Yeah, you got to remember, when Saich came down here as a kid, right, it was only the train that would get you down. Flagler had just built it. And all of these places where we're sitting right now were all marsh and swamp and all that. So he sees Florida through different eyes than we younger folks see.
We younger folks. I love how you call yourself young.
I said younger. I didn't call myself young. I'm just younger than you.
We're all younger than somebody.
All of the rest of us and the earth are younger than you. So who you got in the fight? We talked about everyone's pretty much picking Tyson until Saich will convince himself that Roy Jones will win that fight at some point between now and September. Who you got with Crypto Nate and Jake Paul?
Wow. Nate's going to kill him.
It's so ridiculous that this is even like
Nate's a
happen.
competitive dude, man. He's going to embarrass that cat.
and an actual athlete.
Yeah.
But you say that guy's an amateur boxer, so that guy's not an athlete either? I don't know about that guy that much.
No, he's a YouTube.
Jake Paul, he's like a YouTube guy.
Yeah,
He does
okay.
a podcast.
So he's not an
He does
amateur
a-
boxer then.
He does
No,
a podcast.
what
He's
I'm
not
saying-
a boxer.
No, he's had a few fights. Like he is.
Got it.
But against like other rappers, like
I'm sure. Yeah, no, he's not getting in there with Oscar De La Hoya or anything. But he's had a few fights against somebody.
he's gonna get
So
killed.
He should fight Michael B. Jordan. That would be a good fight.
Actually, you're right. You're probably right. He should fight Michael B. Jordan, and like, who should fight Nate Robinson? I don't know. Cortland Finnegan, is that the one that Andre Johnson beat the shit out of on the field?
That was a good one.
It was Cortland Finnegan, right?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, Andre Johnson beat the shit out of him, and he deserved it.
What's the best NFL fight ever?
I mean, that's a good one. That's the one I was thinking of.
That's up there. Well, it's not a full fight, but one of the more enjoyable times of seeing.
Was it Dion and Andre Rison?
I'm saying I enjoyed watching T.O. get cracked at the star at the 50-yard line.
That wasn't even a fight, though.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't a fight. He just got cracked one time. The Rison Dion one was interesting because those guys were friends at one point. They were mad tight when they were on the Falcons together.
Yeah, and then they got on the field and was just like, "Yeah, what's up? What's up?" And bing, started fighting.
Yeah, I mean, Rison's shoes had just gotten burned. Left eye burned up half his house. I understand why Rison was on a short fuse, but I also, as much of a great athlete as Dion is, I don't think Dion has hands. I don't think Dion ever fought coming up. That they always protected him. That's the feeling. Like LeBron definitely.
Or if he
has
did,
no hands.
He was just too quick, and the fight was over in like 4 seconds.
Or he would just run away.
He was a prodigy since day one, man. His boys weren't letting him fight. Like, no, you're gonna get out of here. We're gonna protect you. You don't got to fight. Dion has not fought.
Every fight I have ever seen an NBA player in, they all look like trash when they fought. Shaq.
No.
Dion doesn't play in the NBA for one thing.
But if you want to break out some NBA players, I can tell you some NBA players throw hands. Steven Jackson and Ron
throws
Artest. Hands.
Ron
Artest. What's the kid from Michigan State? Zach Randolph throws hands.
You know who they're all afraid of is what's his dude's name?
Zach Randolph.
No. The other guy that had the beef with Fisher. What's his name?
Matt Barnes.
Matt Barnes. They're all afraid of him.
Drove 30 miles just to beat up someone.
It was like they were all used to be afraid of Charles Oakley.
Yeah.
And you know who he's boys with? The dude from the soccer team, Deuce. What's his name? Saich?
Deuce. Dempsey.
Yeah, Clint Dempsey. Clint Dempsey knocking out Mexicans in the stadium. Saich, tell him that story. Tell him the Clint Dempsey story.
Oh, shit! I don't.
I'll tell you a quick story.
Saich is out of commission.
While Saich's brain is rebooting over there, Zach Randolph is another dude that throws hands. And Bomani Jones told the story in this podcast forever. Getz knows I'm a big Bomani Jones fan. Zach Randolph had a party set up in Vegas for when they had the All-Star break, and they paid a dude a generous sum of money a procure some women, some beverages, and maybe a few other things on top of that. Well, this dude didn't produce any of the things he was supposed to, and also left with Zach Randolph's money.
This is a great story.
So for the next 5-6 years, anytime Zach Randolph and his boys went to Vegas and they would run into this dude, they would whoop his ass in the street and leave him beaten to shit in the middle of the Las Vegas Strip and walk off.
Hell yeah.
They beat his ass 4 or 5 times every time they ran into him.
For years.
Prominent dude out there.
He's a kind of a low life dude. He was if it was jail, he would be the guy that gets you extra ramen and find you like cigarettes and all that.
If you Zach Randolph,
put it on my commissary. Pump
for a couple days.
Well, Zach Randolph is hood. Zach Randolph's from Flint, Michigan. He was probably trying to reaching out hood to somebody, and the dude screwed him, and then he got his ass beat repeatedly.
Actually, me and Saich have been on a bridge in Las Vegas where they sell multiple amounts of drugs.
Well, they do everywhere.
Yeah, they do everywhere in Vegas. I was going to say it's not just at the bridge.
I don't call it Sin City for no reason. There are dudes. There are definitely guys in the NBA that can throw hands. Chris Childs also cracked Kobe Bryant with a very nice right cross.
Right in the face, right in the middle of the game. Like, yo, come get this.
Doc Rivers also threw a very nice punch back in the day as well.
Who's the dude that knocked out Rudy Tomjanovich?
Kermit Washington?
Yeah.
Kermit Washington. That's the best right hand in all of sports. Broke Tomjanovich's jaw. Yeah, it was like 1977, somewhere in that area. Yeah. Real short.
Overhand right, Kermit.
Well, what about baseball then? There's a lot more fights in baseball. What's your best baseball fight?
Robin Ventura.
Oh, when he had him in the headlock, yes.
Yeah.
Is that the Nolan? That's not the Nolan Ryan one.
That was Nolan Ryan. Yeah.
Nolan Ryan has
Nolan Ryan yoked him and then just started
in DDT formation and started pounding on top of his head.
I wish we were in the studio tonight because I procured a bag of gummies.
You know, it was actually a really underrated fight. It's just like the players weren't very good. But it was a very recent one when Odor punched Bautista 2 years ago. I mean, he landed a very good lick. Like, Bautista obviously said it didn't hurt. But, man, that was a very good just like
That's one thing you notice. Whenever they charge the mound, like, there's usually pretty good blows being thrown.
Yeah. Baseball definitely has the most fists exchanged compared to any other sport.
You're not like, oh, that shit's kind of awkward. You're like, holy shit, they're fucking throwing bombs.
Yeah.
The sports fights are great. It's one of the since I'm going to be a hockey fan now, I'm going to start enjoying fights in sports even more.
Who are you going to like in hockey?
Get steady showing products that we're not going to get any money off of.
Yeah, I know, right?
What are you going to – what team are you going to like? Are you going to be a Kraken fan?
I'm going straight Kraken. I like the logo.
Nice.
If I'm coming in late, I might as well slide in there. Grow with them. That's the only reason I like the Marlins. We moved down here, and next year was their first year. So
you don't give a fuck about the Marlins?
Cheater.
No, you see when people come in halfway in the conversations, and
you've never cared about the Marlins.
I did 2 championships, homie.
And you were a Yankees fan after the Marlins won the championship.
Listen, I'm from New York, so I can always support. It gets given free advertising to people again. I'm from New York, so I will always support New York teams, with the exception of Brooklyn Nets, because that's not a New York team. They will always be.
that's not a New York team.
They will always be. They will always be from New Jersey. And as much as Prokhorov wants to go, you want to come play for Net, you don't want to play for Knickerbocker.
Is he still there?
Prokhorov, I'm actually. Is he still there? That's a good question. We have to. Don't know.
Didn't Jay-Z buy him out?
No, Jay-Z was literally.
No, Jay-Z gave up
like
the
a
shit.
0.2%.
He sold it.
Yeah, nothing.
He sold it. He said,
Gonna have to edit that one.
Prokhorov.
Out of the 4 of us, I can get away with it.
Nah, fuck that.
I also didn't say the word. I just mispronounced the basketball team. I don't think he owns the Nets anymore.
I thought you said that on purpose.
He did say it on purpose.
Okay, that's why I thought it was funny.
I can bleep out the second half. Everyone will know what I said anyway. It's fine. I can do that. He is no longer the owner of the.
Just hearing Prokhorov say it makes it even
Who
funnier.
owns him?
You can't just keep saying what you're going to do.
We sell to men. He is Asian man. His name is Joseph Saich, but spelled funny. It's spelled with a T. His last name, you think Saich have no, but start with T. So T-S-A-I, Joseph Saich.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's some Asian guy about the team.
Yeah, some really rich Chinese guy.
Prokhorov voice.
He actually did, but no joke, he really did say that. He was on He was on Francesa's show, and
Just stop here.
No, I'm serious though. And people were like, "Did he say it? Did he not say it?" I mean, of course he said it. Other people were like, "No, it's just his accent." But I understand. But it was on New York radio. It was either Francesa or Michael K. But I think it was Francesa.
Francesa's such a fucking asshole.
Francesa is one of the worst people.
Francesa's one of the biggest assholes ever on earth.
I fucking hate
in the history of the earth.
I do like Michael K. though.
Oh man.
And we have boiled down to nothingness over here, and Saich keeps fading into the darkness.
Yeah,
So
fucking Ted Bundy over there, fucking fading in and out of the picture.
So
Guy's gonna fucking murder me in my sleep.
as Saich slowly turns into Steve Jobs, we'll holler at you next time. Crackbacks.
Steve.